Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Live. Two brothers drinking on the internet and pretending to know what they're talking about. Joining me from Dublin 8, the inventors of the man bun and where sourdough was first invented, my brother Gareth. Say hello, Gareth.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, good. I'm joining you from Mullingar, the centre of the world of music, where we have Brezzy, the academic, and Foster Allen. Anyway, I move on. Today, we're celebrating International Chardonnay Day, which was yesterday, which is Thursday, May the 21st, excuse me. So May 21st was International Chardonnay Day. So we have a case on our site, which went out this Tuesday, 22, subscribed to a newsletter, the Chic Chardonnay. So 6 individual wines that really kind of talk about Chardonnay. Now for me, Chardonnay is the most underrated grape varietal. It is the one that people kind of tend to bypass without listening, looking at things like ABC, anything but Chardonnay. But for me, Chardonnay is an underrated grape that has so much value. Depending on where it's grown, it tastes so incredibly different. So I'm going to put Gareth on the spot here and say, Gareth, can you give us a little bit of history on Chardonnay?
Okay, it's going to be a very brief history. So Chardonnay is most famous for coming from Burgundy, but even in there, it gives a complete difference. If you go to the very north of Burgundy, you go to Chablis, and it's quite clean and crisp. And if you go down south of Burgundy, you go somewhere like Macon, it's a lot more richer and more denser. It's a wine that can really communicate its terroir. That's why it's really just seen as one of those like wonderful grapes. There has been a lot of, it's changing now, but there has been for maybe in the last, up until 5 years ago, a lot of ABCs, anything but Chardonnay. A lot of this reason was in the 1980s, 1990s, Australia started doing this strange thing where they're actually producing wines that people wanted to drink. And a lot of independent good winemakers like Okuma were making wine. And then unfortunately the big guys came in and started making a lot of Chardonnay that was actually just bad juice. So in order to hide this, they started over oaking it. And that's the reason why people say Chardonnay, I don't like oaking. It also suffered from the Bridget Jones effect. As if anyone's seen the films of Bridget Jones, you'll see that she drank a lot of vodka. Actually in the book, she actually drank a lot of Chardonnay. And so it was synonymous with that. So it did actually have an effect, but for me, it seems to have shedded that, which is absolutely fantastic because Chardonnay is actually one of the best grapes in the world, full stop. It is completely different. And today we're going back to Australia, then we're going to Spain, and then we're going to the home of Chardonnay, Burgundy, to Macon, just for something very special. So,
yeah, that sounds good. I kind of suppose when you say there about Bridget Jones effects on Chardonnay, we kind of sometimes don't take into account that, yes, there's such a fashion and trend within wines. 25 years ago, nobody had really done Pinot Grigio, let alone New Zealand's Pinot Blanc. So trends do change. Talking to some producers that we have, if anybody remembers the movie Sideways, famously the expression was, I will not drink Merlot, I'm not going to drink Merlot. And when you get to the end of the movie, you see that the wine that he's drinking, the wine that he likes to drink, his favorite wine is actually 80% Merlot, which is great for wineries like us to laugh at. But the actual market meant that Merlot sales in the States plummeted so much, to the extent that one of our producers talked about pulling up his Merlot vines and planting Pinot Noir, and he just referred to it as the sideways effect. So anyway, I digress on that particular one. Gar.
Yes, actually, Chardonnay is actually comes from a Croatian grape blended with Pinot Noir, so that's just off the point completely.
Wow, that is something I often even learn myself and a little bit more nerdy. Going onwards, we're going to talk about Okuma Chardonnay from Franklin River, Western Australia. Please tell us more.
Yeah, it's from Western Australian Franklin River, as you said, Gavin, down near Perth. So it is actually infected by the Antarctic Ocean. So there's a little bit of coolness coming in there. Okuma is done by two winemakers, Sandy and Rod. They're a really lovely couple, but Okuma was actually was created by Sandy's parents and her father. He actually stopped sheep farming and started doing wine instead. Actually, I had to go back to university for it. Okuma means the place that we found in the local Aboriginal dialect. So for me, just looking at the light of it, it's actually quite a light wine, just on the nose. You definitely get some tropical fruit in there, which is what you can get from good. It is completely unoaked. These wines are unoaked or will not have too much oak expression. And then just on the palate is. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. It's just full tropical fruit. It's full of everything. It's got loads of like just refreshing acidity. It's perfect for. My mouth's watering after it. It's perfect for any sort of like a time out in the garden, or as I said, just drinking with your dog, Gavin, as you like to put it,
Yeah.
I actually have done this in tastings, and I've actually just put my finger over the word Chardonnay and just poured it, because we wait for people's effects, because people just go, wow, that's great, and it's wow, that's Chardonnay. It doesn't taste like oak, and you're like going, yeah, it's this was good Chardonnay taste.
Yeah, no, for me, it's kind of, you mentioned there about the tropical fruits, and a lot of cases when somebody says tropical fruits, they think that whole Cat's Prix and the gooseberry bush that you kind of get from New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. It doesn't have that. It has more of the pineapple for me, but really, really luscious without being overpowering. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, like as we agreed, this is something for a sitting in the back garden. Not today, because like the wind out there. Well, if you want to go out in the back garden, that's perfectly fine. Well, me personally, I'm not going to do it. Or deep contemplation, sitting on the couch with the dog, wondering about the world and wondering about coronavirus. But anyway, I'm going to bypass that. Wine number 2, we're getting into a property that we have already been for on Friday Live, which is Garritys and the Vite sisters. So, Gar, tell us a little bit more about LeBlanc.
Okay, so I said the Vite sisters are going back up down to Navarra. Navarra is just beside Rioja. Essentially, Rioja is Navarra, but this is completely different. It's more northeast. This is in the Baja Mountains. Baja basically means low mountains. And it's done by two sisters. And it is, as I said, just a little bit darker in color compared to the last wine. Now, what they do, they farm organically, and it's completely hand harvested and brought down using indigenous yeast for fermentation and stainless steel. Why is indigenous yeast? I really like indigenous yeast for the simple reason that it reflects the terroir. It takes in all the flavors, and that's exactly what you want. You want the wines to all taste like where they come from, because otherwise you go down a very boring road that all Chardonnay tastes the same, and it doesn't. It tastes completely different depending where you are. So this actually, there's almost a bit of a green tinge to this wine, so, and you definitely get that on the nose. Is that it's going more towards green pear than tropical fruit that we had earlier on. And remember, like Western Australia would be a lot hotter, even though that this is in Spain. It is about 600 meters above sea level. So as further higher you go, the cooler the climate. So it's not going to get as warm. So you definitely get more green, it's like green pear, bit of green apple compared to the last one. Definitely still a bit of like almost mango on the nose as well. And then just on the palate.
Gareth is attempting to be a responsible adult and spit while he's on camera. I'm not.
Yes. But for me, like, it's just there's a bit more steeliness to it, great acidity, and it's just really long as well. And this is like completely unoaked and really refreshing. And for me, this again, I'd be able to drink this by itself, but it could actually also stand up to some food as well if you want again some light pastas, some again definitely fish again, of course, white wine fish, of course, but something like that, or tapas, because we're in Spain.
I think it's an excellent wine. I would challenge anybody who says, I really like to drink Pinot Grigio and I don't know what to drink. Try something like this, because you're getting a little bit more weight. It's not gonna scare you. So I suppose, if you do like Pinot Grigio, you like that kind of grape varietal, by all means, please try it. Something that you really should truly try. The other kind of things I quite like about the girls here, which I don't think we spoke about the last time when we had their wine featured on Friday Live, was LeBlanc here. The wine is actually named after their mum. And their mum part-time works within their shop, but she's 90% blind. So on the label itself, which I'm not sure you'll be able to see in mine or in Garrett's, they've actually brailled the side label here, so when their mom is working in the shop, that she can distinguish which wine is which by braille. Which I just think is a nice kind of touch, that not everything is about business, it's about family, and it's about kind of what's important to everybody else to have them working. But anyway, I will say the two Vite sisters, they make wine really, really delighted to have on board. But we're now going to go to my personal mecca for white wine. If I die and I'm reincarnated for red wine, I'm going to somewhere in northern Italy. If I die and I'm going to drink white wine and be reincarnated, I want to be dropped in Macedon. And this is Garretts Chardonnay. So, tell us what about that.
Okay, as I said, the Garretts Chardonnay is done by two brothers. They originally come from Paris, but their grandfather had land down in Macon. And really, if you want to start getting to Burgundy, start going in Macon. This is Puy Vinzel. and it's just a 6-hectare site owned by the Brett brothers. It's organic and biodynamically farmed, and all grapes are hand harvested, and then they're fermented in a combination of concrete and oak, but not new oak, never new oak. Why? Because they want the wine to actually taste like the terroir. They actually want the wine to actually taste of where it comes from. So even just if you look at this is actually just a much more deeper yellow. I said, sorry, lemon, I should almost say. This is this is an older wine. It's 2015. 2015 was a very, very, very warm year, but it was 5 years ago. And so on the nose, you're not getting so much fresh things. You're getting some dried fruits, but definitely getting a bit of sort of much more nutty, almost a bit of marmalade, just on the edge, and then just on the palate. This is absolutely just fantastic. This is we actually put this in because it is a real treat.
Yeah, well, this is kind of the personal excuse for myself and Garrett to kind of go like, this is work. We're going to drink this, and this is work. But this is out of the 3 wines that are here, like I would very happily drink all of these at home. But this one I'm going to try and keep personal for myself. I made a mistake here this evening though, using my caravan, which I think is a wonderful invention. Garrett, do you have this beside you there?
Sorry?
Your caravan? Do you have your caravan?
I do indeed.
For anybody who wants to know, this is what we use when we're tasting in a lot of cases. It allows you to try out of your wines, any glass of wine out of your wine. It's a wonderful invention. It's, you see there, Gary, you say something there for a second?
Yeah, it's just, as you can see, this is a glass taken out of this, actually half a bottle taken out of this, and it is completely sealed. It's argon gas in on it as well, so it's absolutely fantastic. It's great excuse because sometimes you just want a glass of wine and you're not going to open up this absolutely fantastic bottle of wine, so you caravan it, and it's good for me personally. I plan to drink it within the next 6 months, just finish off the bottle. But it's an absolutely fantastic. It's a just steel needle that goes right. Sorry, just trying to this steel needle that goes right through. It was actually created by a heart surgeon that goes right through the cork, argon gas, which is in here.
That's great. Now, for me, it's one of these ones that I find absolutely fantastic. We don't sell the caravan, which I think is fantastic. You can get it online. As far as I know, it's available to buy in Dublin. You can get it in Brent Thomas, but you should be able to get it online as well. But certainly, it allows you to drink better wine, but not have to open the bottle. As we kind of discussed, the wines that we're talking about came from the Chardonnay case. My last little bit that I'll tell you about, the only time that I got to visit the Brett brothers was during a harvest a couple of years ago. I was with the harvest, and I went for one day to go and work with the Brett brothers. As I was about to leave, I got tipped on the shoulder and was told, "You cannot leave." I said, "Why not?" The police had turned up to do an audit, as they do every year. They've got checks of vineyards to make sure that the all members have the correct papers, etc., etc., etc. And I said, "Oh, look, I'll just leave." He's like, "No, you cannot leave. You cannot leave at all because the police want to interview you and ask you." So if anyone has ever had any experience with the French police, they are very scary. Even though that I was there, the correct documentation, the correct papers, and I was allowed to be there, I don't think I've ever been as scared in my life. But that's just my experience with the French police and this Irish guilt that I think we all have on this. As I said, the Chic Chardonnay case, which is available on our website. If you go to winestrike.ie, if you subscribe to the newsletter, you will receive that in the weekly case box at 12 o'clock every Tuesday. Now, all we have to do is say goodbye. Garth, have a great weekend. Enjoy the non-sunshine that we have. And I'm going to really enjoy this.
Cheers. Also, next week we'll have winemakers because you're not here.
Yes, sorry. Next week, you're not going to have me. You're going to have Gareth. You're not going to have me. And Gareth's going to have a special mystery guest with him. So please, everybody, join in to see how Gareth operates a Zoom call between himself and a special mystery guest and see if it goes to plan. Until then, thanks a lot.
Take care.